Well, it's fall. It's unbelievable out there. Well, I am in Waltham, Massachusetts right now, and we're going to do a segment, a really, really nice, colorful segment on fall decorating. As you can see in the background right here, this is really the most biggest home decorating. I have my new friend here, Billy.
How you doing?
Billy, this is amazing.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to tell you, how do you make this happen? How do you make this all come alive right now?
How about something like this?
Wow, this is unbelievable. You did all this?
Yeah, but mostly. Some of it just kind of appeared on its own.
Really? So I am with Charlie now. Charlie helped do all the designing. He knows what every single character's name is in Billy. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know how you did it with this IG Madrini thing, but it all just opened up. It's unbelievable. And on command, every single detail, every single, what do we call them? Animatronics goes on command. Let's go in. Can you tell me a little bit more about this, Charlie? Because this is amazing. I mean, you first walk into this, and look at this. You don't know if you're on a landmine or what. Charlie, can you tell me a little bit about what this is?
This is an alley wolf.
Yeah?
Got it from we got some of this stuff from Halloween stores and stuff online a little bit.
And did you help your dad do all this? And Billy, how long? When did you actually start this? Because
We started the end of August, so that way we use pretty much the entire month of September to set up, so that we're ready to go for October 1st.
and you talk about animatronics, Billy and Charlie. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, can you tell me, how did you actually get these all wired up and everything?
Well, some of these were just factory installs. Some of them I had to modify because they didn't operate the way that I wanted. For instance, the werewolf's eyes only work when the sensor comes on. So I wired them up so that they stay on all the time as long as there's power. Same with this guy's lantern. This guy's, the big Reaper, his sensor was way too high, so it never triggered anything. So all I had to do was take the trigger out of his chest, moved it down, and now it works really good. I'm really happy with the way that works. So.
And I can't help to show that this animation in the window, and it comes up, and tell me a little bit more about, you were telling me earlier.
So it's basically a projector that has a USB that has a bunch of little Halloween themed shorts that play on a loop. Now, because my bathroom and that window is so close to the window, my projector wasn't filling the window. So I put it on a tripod on the countertop, aiming it directly at the vanity mirror, and it ricochets backwards and it fills the entire window.
And this is your house.
Yeah, this is my house. So in the meantime, Charlie is using my wife and I bathroom because his is off limits right now.
Oh, Billy, you got to tell me more. You got to tell me more. Now, what else am I walking into? It looks like a grave site.
Yeah, we got tombstones, graveyard. We have all sorts of creepy guys that will jump. Some of these tombstones are homemade. Some of them are store-bought, either from garden centers, home improvement stores, seasonal Halloween stores that are around in the area. So we're always going. We always look online, see where the closest stores are. My son and I go to them all the time. We're actually going to go tomorrow because he doesn't have school. Some of the tombstones were either made, purchased, or actually given to me by other friends of mine. And some of I've made myself, like when George Romero passed, who is like the grandfather of the zombie movie. I had to make one in a tombstone to pay homage to him. And then unfortunately, we lost James Earl Jones last week. So I made a tombstone and put a little lightsaber down there, and it says James Earl Jones, he was your father.
Now, earlier you were telling me about how you set up these arms and how with this guy, and what do you call him?
This is Freddy Krueger.
Correct, yes.
Yep.
You were telling me more about what he is made of.
So this is just a mannequin, just a plastic mannequin bought on an online store. And this is a costume that I actually had that I wore a few years ago. So I decided, well, I have this mannequin, and every year he's something different. Last year he was Michael Myers. But because the mannequin's arms don't move, like they don't bend, I actually took the whole thing apart, cut it, put in ball joints so that his whole arm and hand and everything is all posable. An old flannel shirt of mine, some old jeans, and then I have the mask, and that's a real machete that he's holding. And
So you don't give away your clothes. You actually use them for your garden on all these little things. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't do wonders on camera, but I feel as though I'm actually in a theme park. and this is amazing. Your lighting, you know, the way you have everything, you know, put down. There's a bunny. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I
this
pay
is
homage to a lot of different things. So you can see right here, beware of the rabbit of Caerbannog. That is from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the man-eating rabbit that was in the cave with all the bloody bones. So Charlie actually helped me set all those up. I have these solar lights everywhere that have covers on them. So during the day, when Charlie is on his way to the bus stop, he takes all the covers off the solar lights so they charge. And then at night, we put all the covers on and they light all up.
And you were saying that it has a theme of Harry Potter, and that's the candles hanging around in the actual garden. And you can see them, they're just floating. Now, how'd you do that?
So my neighbor, my next door neighbor, his son is a big Harry Potter fan. And he was like, you know, you should think about doing some type of a floating candle. Because what these originally are attached to, when I started buying all of my large props, I was afraid that they were gonna blow over in the wind. So what I did was I came up with a system. Attached to either side of my fence is a 9-foot green treated piece of 2x4 that's spray painted black. I attached corn stalks, skeletons, wrapped them with lights, and I used that to hold this web of 100-pound test braided fishing line that connects to basically everything. So that Reaper right there has maybe 5 or 6 different attachments. There's 600 pounds of braided fishing line pressure holding him in place. So he's not going anywhere. So once I had the webbing in place, I'm like, I gotta do something else with it. So I decided to hang the candles, and then we went to another local garden store that sells Halloween decorations, and we started buying some bats. And so now it creates this 3-dimensional canopy over everything. So not only when you see things looking in the sewer, looking next to you, looking above you, but now it's like you have things hanging as you're
So
walking.
Billy, I'm going to stop you there because you said the sewer. I saw that earlier this morning, and this is unbelievable. This is bringing it almost into 3-dimensional. And can you describe exactly what this is? Because we have the little boy with the umbrella and the balloon, but then look at in the sewer.
So that's Pennywise from a famous horror movie that most people will recognize. And I can't take credit for this idea. I have to give credit to another neighbor that lives down the street. He was walking his dog, and he said, you know, Billy, you have a sewer at the end of your driveway. Now, in the movie, there's a clown that lives in the sewer, and he attacks the little boy. And so I'm like, So I got a foam mannequin head, bought a rubber mask. The mask doesn't have eyes, so I actually bought glass eyes to make it look realistic. And I have a solar light. It's a solar panel that I run a wire that goes into a bulb that shines. So when it gets dark, his face illuminates. And that's probably one of the biggest draws to my display. People always come to look for the clown in the sewer.
Charlie, did you have anything to do with this?
A little. I also know that Pennywise in there was the one who bit Georgie's arm off. That, if you're wondering why his arm is missing. So like Georgie lost his boat in the sewer, and so like they were having fun a little talking, and then like Georgie wanted to leave, and so Pennywise is like a demon. He eats children. So then he reached for it and grabbed his arm off, and then started crawling away. And then he pulled him back into the sewer. And so yeah, I've watched it.
Charlie, I'm actually shaking right now, wondering how many more days before Halloween, because your story is actually really creepy.
Yeah, I've watched the movie before, and it is really freaky.
And it all started.
Like, he's also like a transformer, so he can transform into different things that are, so like he transforms into different like creatures or monsters that the people are afraid of. So if like one guy's afraid of germs, and he turns into like this zombie, and this kid is like, oh. So,
Well, wait a second. Isn't there germs in the sewer?
yeah.
So I don't understand it then. Wow.
Yeah.
You got to show me more. You got to show me more. What else do we got?
So I also have a section over here that's all black lights.
Is it that they weren't moving until we came over here? Is this like for real? How does this all work?
I think they just sense your presence. I can't give away all my secrets.
This is like elevating literally in the air, and her face doesn't even look real. It really doesn't.
So Charlie, you want to tell me about, Charlie actually was the one that decorated the table with the chainsaw killer.
Wait, Charlie, is that you?
Yeah, you want to hear a cool story about the bones?
Yeah, these are, yeah.
Yeah, so these are deer bones that we found in the woods. So mom was in the woods like a long time ago, and she like came back and told us like she found like these deer bones in the woods. And so me and mom walked over there and we found the bones. And so we went and called Dad to come over, and so he quickly put on gloves and carried them in the bag, and then went over there and like looked at them and cleaned them. And then usually we have them over there for Halloween. We hang like all the bones over here and stuff, so it kind of is pretty cool. But obviously these are, we got them from another Halloween store.
And what does this scene do? Does it do anything, or is it just eh?
It's hanging to like show that like he chopped up all these bodies and hanged them, and like these chains are
Whoa, uh-oh.
okay. And like these usually were hanging for his next
Charlie, I would get out of there right now. Like, for real. Oh my gosh, they're talking over you. Charlie, you better get out of there. This is really amazing. This is like, must be your passion. And it really, really shows in the way that Charlie, the way you talk about it, and Billy, the way it actually shows. This is your house you live in. Can you give me a little bit of background, like what got you guys started into this? And what, you know what I love about this is that as we were here, people are driving by, they're walking by, and they're talking, and they're just looking at this unbelievable scene, which I say is your house. It makes people smile
It does.
in this everyday, world, and the sadness, and it really shows that you put a lot of love into this. How'd you get into this?
When I was his age, I was really into monsters and horror movies, and it just kind of developed over the years. My parents were a little bit on the conservative side, so watching horror movies was always a secret. Had to sneak downstairs when everybody else was asleep and try to stay up late, and it was just, like the forbidden fruit sort of thing. As I got older and I was able to satisfy my passion, it just slowly became a little bigger, and then after Charlie was born, I kind of was able to share this with him, doing something that I never got to do with my parents. I'm able to do something like this that I'm hoping he will be able to do with his kids and say, oh yeah, my dad is the one that taught me how to do all these things. So eventually, like I keep telling him, all this stuff is going to be his one day, so take care of it. But
What do you think of that, Charlie?
I love
You got to keep it going.
exactly.
Well,
I like how it brings the community together, the neighborhood, and we get so many people that come and drive by. I have a sign inviting people to walk through, take pictures. Charlie actually helped me write all this out. So yeah, this is just, it's an open invitation to anybody who wants to come. We're in Waltham on 107 Mira Vista Avenue, and we invite anybody to come out day or night, and we're going to be here until November 1st. Hopefully by November 2nd, this will all be gone.
so I know one thing you told me earlier, that you've got to get to school tomorrow early, and you've got to go to bed because you got a big day tomorrow.
Yep.
So I don't want to get you guys upset, but I got all the time in the world. Would it be okay with you if I just grab a chair and I just absorb all this, maybe for the rest of the night, and just go, wow, can I do this next year, Chris?
Knock yourself out. Just watch out for the cars.
Cool.
You know something? I'm going to be sitting here for a few hours. Thank you so much,
Jimmy,
guys.
it was a pleasure.
I know you've got to get in and wrap it up, okay? So I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to enjoy this. This is unbelievable. Look at this. This is magic. Now, if I only had some pretzels and some crackers and one of those big, giant chocolate bars, I think it would complete everything. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in and enjoying the show. I hope you did, because this will be a classic. Look at this. It's coming alive. Stay tuned for another show with Around the Garden with Jimmy K.